614, Jan David Stahiem, A Table of Desserts. Netherlands, 1640. Oil on canvas. Food serves many purposes. The most common purpose that it serves is to sustain us. Food catches the eyes, it waters the mouth, and it works up the creative elements of our brain. Painting and sculptures, shapes and textures of food all reflect some sort of cultural or religious value. In this oil painting, the table of desserts portrays nobility by seeing how the fruits and delicacies are so elegantly chosen and placed and then elaborately presented. The fruits are collected from different parts of the year, and this differs from the Christian beliefs of salvation, Elysium, and restriction. In contrast, figure 619, Leonardo da Vinci's painting, which was an experimental paint on plaster, The Last Supper conveys that this meal is a religious ceremony. We eat to nourish our bodies and to fulfill its nutritional needs. However, they can be combined, eating together for a religious matter. Both paintings portray the artistic value in food. A Table of Desserts glorifies food by bringing in the elements of wealth by using the best fruits and desserts, and The Last Supper portrays a get-together or family-style meal that incorporates a religious ceremony with meaning behind it. In the picture, A Table of Desserts, the fruits and delicacies are showcased rather than having people eating or interacting around the table, whereas The Last Supper has a picture of Jesus and his disciples sitting and standing around the table. The difference is that A Table of Desserts is a type of art that mainly glorifies food, and The Last Supper is an art that incorporates the act of eating. Image 615, Jan David Stahiem's pie counter, relates to the central theme of the chapter in that it depicts a scene of food neatly laid out across the piece, exemplifying the palatable motifs discussed within the chapter. Both A Table of Desserts and Pie Counter are oil-on-canvas paintings, which provides rich depth, surely to arouse any food lover's appetite. Both are colorful displays of abundance, which became an aesthetic experience. Pie Counter is also similar to A Table of Desserts in that the food is both centered and neatly arranged. However, the white plates and bright atmosphere of Pie Counter are strikingly different than the silver platters and dimmer seen in A Table of Desserts. After dinner, there is always dessert, ranging from exotic fruits to delicious pies. These desserts are seen in Pie Counter, housed in a cafeteria in which after you complete your last meal or supper selection, you head toward dessert, the cafeteria being a communal place or a place to break bread. This could be done with your common man or even disciples, depicted in The Last Supper. Both paintings are elevated to eye level, centered and formally arranged. The Last Supper is seen as a religious rite or ceremony, seeing how the common purpose of food is for sustenance, which is the keystone that connects both the paintings together. However, there are no visible people within Pie Counter, which is a key difference between the two. Finally, figure 638, which is the image of the Bank of China, relates to the overall theme of Chapter 6 in that it is not only a means for commerce and activity, but as well a source of shelter. Shelter protects us from the harsh elements and creates a common space for humans to convene and reside. This image differs substantially from the first two in that its subject is one of residence and engineering rather than one of food or religion, which are clearly components of the first two images. However, a similarity which both A Table of Desserts and the Bank of China share is that neither image portrays humans, rather both are inactive images depicting a still scene, excluding any of the traffic at the bottom of the Bank of China image. The Last Supper may also relate to the Bank of China as well in that both represent magnificent feats of ingenuity, brilliance, and labor. The thousands of man-hours to construct the enormous bank tower, and the beautiful and revolutionary depiction by Leonardo da Vinci of one of the most recognizable characters in the world. Finally, all three of the images relate in that each pose a scenic view of an area in which people would congregate together: a dessert table, a supper table, and a local bank. The images Pie Counter and the Bank of China portray excess, glorification, and sustenance. The Bank of China's glorification can be seen in its architectural design, shafts of steel and glass, unadorned and simple, similar to the repeated images of mass production in Pie Counter. Both showcase decadence and abundance, and the use of triangles forming the basis of the dominating design. However, Pi Counter showcases nourishment and direct sustenance rather than engineering or dwelling.